Here are, in my opinion, the 10 players, J-Mac, facing the most pressure. All right, ready to go? Starting this weekend, the big games. It's going to be a great weekend of NBA playoff basketball. So here we go.
Number 1.
I think it's Joel Embiid. Okay, dude, if you want the MVP and you just had your best year, you got to win a second playoff series. He's never advanced past the second round. The Bucks are aging. The Celtics center, Robert Williams, hit and miss on health. If you're going to want the MVP off your best season, Maxi's become a good player. Harden led the league in assists. It's your time. You got to win 2 playoff series minimum.
Number 2.
I think Jayson Tatum. Listen, there's rumors. If they get bounced before the finals, they're moving off Jaylen Brown. Dude, no more passive in crisis. Last year, he led the NBA playoffs in scoring, but it felt like he wilted in the finals. He's more rested this season. This is structurally as good as any team in the league. They have got to get to the finals. May not have to win it, but they've got to get there. Tatum, too.
Number 3.
I think Anthony Davis. LeBron is old. This has to be your team, especially against Memphis, without 2 of their front court guys. Okay? They have Ja Morant. They've got wings, Dylan Brooks. Their bigs are all banged up. All right, so you have got to dominate this series. Jaren Jackson gets into foul trouble. He likes fouling. You got to get to the line. You got to hit your free throws. You can't depend on LeBron or Austin Reeves or Dennis Schroeder. Anthony Davis, this is your series.
Number 4.
Nikola Jokic, back-to-back MVP. Last year, gentleman sweep first round. Come on. Listen, I have defended the guy, but at some point, it's got to be more than efficiency. If you're going to be MVP, you got to be able to compete in April, May, and June. Jokic at 4.
Number 5.
James Harden, legacy on the line. Struggled in the playoffs last year. What is he now? Is he going to go down as just a talented flake? Because now he's got the MVP at center. Maxi's become a great running mate. He's got a head coach that won a championship. He led the league in assists. The only thing missing is some playoff success. James Harden at number 5.
Number 6.
Ja Morant. They should beat the Lakers. They're deeper. They're younger. Why wouldn't they beat the Lakers? If they lose, my gut feeling is we'll point to Ja Morant, the 8-game suspension, the star of the franchise, going sideways, not mature enough to handle it.
Number 7.
Kawhi Leonard. They've reached one conference finals. He was going to be the answer, right? Won a title in San Antonio. Won a title. Now the Clippers decided we're going to build around Kawhi Leonard. He's not available, and because Paul George is out, hey, that's the breaks. That's the breaks. Klay Thompson coming off an injury last year. The Warriors still won a final. That's the breaks. Nobody cares. You've got to get to the conference finals.
Number 8.
Chris Paul. Listen, he's not the scorer he once was. He had a career low, I think, 14 points a game. But now that he's got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, this is the best starting 5 he's had. They can't be a one-and-done or a two-and-done. They have to get minimum to the conference finals. You know I love Chris, but this is the best supporting cast of his career.
Number 9.
I'd say Russell Westbrook, 5 different teams in 5 years. Is he just going to end his career as the toxic player that can't play with anybody? Now, they've been about 500 since he arrived, and he is productive. And I think he wanted to stay in Los Angeles. His family's here. So this is a big deal for Russell Westbrook. Can he be a functional player, maybe be at times off the bench, a role player who gives you great energy in spots, but you don't trust situationally? It's a big deal for him. You don't want to end just bouncing around the league when you're a Hall of Famer.
Number 10.
Kevin Durant. His legacy right now, fair or not, is tied overwhelmingly to the Warriors and Steph Curry. Now, I think Kevin's one of the best players I've ever seen, but he's only got one conference finals appearance with the Thunder and the Nets, so I do think elevating a Phoenix Suns franchise, which had to change owners, Chris Paul's having his lowest scoring year, Monty Williams and Ayton a year ago didn't get along. He can elevate, maybe slightly, but I think there's a little pressure on Kevin to prove that, hey, I can take a franchise. Things aren't necessarily perfect. We don't have a great bench. Chris Paul's at the end, and I can take us to the finals. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.